let's talk about that period that you went through in your life. You get the $130 million contract. At the time, you were the highest paid player in the NFL.
Peak, yep.
Mike, I lived in Atlanta when you were in Atlanta, and you might have been, you were as popular, if not more popular than Chipper Jones. And everybody, if you from Georgia, they know what you.
Chipper. Shout out to Chip.
And so I'm thinking to myself, Mike, you could have had a car dealership. You could have had about 5 or 6 McDonald's. You could have had franchise after franchise. You get that money. What made you to think to say, you know what, I want to do something that, I don't know if you thought that what you did was that harmful, but I'm saying a dog fighting ring, that's what you get. You probably got 25 million to sign.
Yeah, I mean, I had 13 million in the bank when I was, what, 25, 26 years old and didn't know what to do with it.
Right.
That's where I come from.
Right.
You know, by the time I end up taking
You didn't think about a car wash? You didn't think about a barbershop?
I was young. I went to Arthur Blank and I told him, I said, Mr. Blank, he used to always come to me like, you spending all your money, you spending all your money. This is real story, true talk. And I'm like, nah, I got $15 million in the bank. I don't know what to do with this money.
Right.
I got everything I want, every car, every house, whatever. I don't know what to do, and there's more coming.
Got mom
situated. Yeah. So I'm like, I got to protect this now. So I'm like, introduce me to some people.
Right.
And help me, grow this.
Right.
And so we had to sit down and it kind of went crazy. And that's, to be determined. But yeah, man, I was taking those steps to invest my money properly, and money was put into Union City, Atlanta. Was gonna build a city, strip malls and restaurants, and we had a grant. So I was getting there.
Right.
I was turning the car. I was doing what I was supposed to do. And then I ended up, as I started to turn the corner, as I started to see life different, I got a young, daughter at the time. I got a son that's like 4, and as I'm starting to make change, it was just a little too late.
Right.
It was a little too late, and then I ended up going through that, and they took everything from me.
Right.
They took everything, Shannon. Like I had $8 million like invested in the city. They took it all. I'm like, yo, how you do that?
So in other words, they thought that the money that, even though you're a professional athlete, they think that the money that you got it through ill-gotten means, that you got that through the ring.
No, I earned that. I earned that. That came from my play.
Right.
I saved every. I might have spent close to maybe liquid, maybe like $2 million.
Right.
But it was just so much bread.
Whose idea was it to say, hey, Mike, I got this great idea? Because normally homeboys come up, they got a car wash, or they go to get you the club. Yeah. Hey, homeboy, we ought to open this club.
Yeah.
With your money. You take all the risk.
Your money.
Everybody got all these ideas, Mike, with your money now. Ain't nobody else bringing anything to the table but an idea. Right. No money, idea. So when they came to you, say, hey, Mike, I think we can do this. Because, I mean, with any business, I mean, it has to have a business model, business plan. You got to get dogs. You want to get the best dogs from all around the world. You might have to import dogs from Argentina, wherever they do that at. You might have to import the dogs. Right. Okay, now we got to build out. We got to build kennels to house the dogs.
I will say this. That had nothing to do with any of my friends.
That was you?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up under that. So, like, I grew up seeing that, grew up watching it. So it just never, like, I still had the hood in me.
You're right.
I still had the hood in me. And it's like, yo, we're going to stay true to our roots.
Mike, you worked your ass off. You had a lot of homeboys that didn't work as hard as you and stayed there. You worked your ass off to leave there in order to just to go back.
Yeah, but nobody never.
To visit.
Nobody never went to prison, though.
You didn't think?
Yeah, so I'm like,
I know about. I'm from a small town in the South.
Yeah,
I know about dog
fighting.
So you can
relate, yeah.
But I had never heard of anybody going to jail either.
Me neither. So so that's why I was like, so I didn't go to prison for that.
Right.
I went to prison for interstate commerce.
Right. Which
was kind of confusing. Like, damn, okay. So laws and rules had to be changed in order to make it so that, but look, that's water under the bridge. Got a documentary coming out to talk about it all.
Okay.
And just kind of clearing the air on the big misconceptions and the way I'm perceived. It's like, I don't take anything away. I don't blame anybody but myself for everything. But it's some things that I do feel like I got to take advantage of in a lot of situations.
I look at it like this. You didn't have any homeboys? I mean, like, when you first started coming on the show.
My homeboys are sharp, though. They wanted nothing but the best for me.
Right.
But they knew I was a hard head. When I not because I had a lot of money and I could make decisions, but they knew like, yo, if we deter Mike from doing this, he ain't gonna do nothing but continue to do, you know what I'm saying?
He gonna do it with somebody else, he gonna cut up.
Yeah, so they felt like they felt like they were stuck between a rock and a hard spot with me. And I respect them for that. And I heard the stories of them, you know, wanting me to get away from me, but they you know, they didn't know what to do, man.
Right.
You know, maybe they felt like, damn, Mike he might cut me off if I go too hard on him. And it's really messed up because that's how we was on the right track.
Right.
Everybody. And then when I say they had big plans, big dreams, and you know, we started a sports agency. We was doing a lot of stuff, man. They had sharp ideas, and by the decision that I made, screwed everything up.